What's up, guys and girls? Carlos here, bringing you another video of when I got my Hadron XX 22 a couple weeks ago, about a month now, month and a half maybe, off of Facebook Marketplace. I think I had like 40 hours. Got a steal on it, I think, for $1,000. Anyways, you saw that note that I just posted there. I found that on my car right when we landed, Kevin and I forget the other gentleman we flew with. I met him one other time, but he just got a new power to fly with the most that he was shredding on like a Kona wing or so. Well, little mission this morning. Try out the new Hadron 22. It's a little couple sprinkles fell the night into the morning, so was kind of hesitant, but then Kevin called and said it's looking good up there. I see some blue holes and some sunlight poking through, so we're gonna give it a shot. Gonna run over to the gas station, get 5 gallons of that Texaco Clear, and we'll see what the airport's looking like. Super light winds, if any. So see you there. Made it to the airport. It's like got some rain falling on the hill up here. Zip? Yeah, I think. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. Sun's kind of poking out, a little mist on the way here, but nothing too serious. Got a bunch of blue coming up all over the place. Let's see. Here we go. Flying the Hadron 22, first flight. See what she's got. First thing I noticed immediately was how much faster I had to run off the ground with this Hadron compared to my paragliding wings I have been flying. This is actually like my first motor wing. I mean, I had a Spider for only like a couple days that I ended up selling, but now that I'm comfortable on the Hadron, I have had it for like I said, like a month and a half or something. I started using those flaps. I was hesitant on a couple things. I got a new harness right after or before this wing came from Anthony Vella that I ended up putting on. And the harness I'm flying with in this flight is the OG Parajet harness that came stock on this frame. But yeah, I didn't want to add too many new things at once, so I just went with the wing first, and then later in this flight I released those trimmers, and holy cow, dude, I didn't think wings could be that fast. Like, it was absolutely ridiculous. I don't know if it can actually climb, or at least not too well, when I release trimmers and get on full speed button. I mean, you saw the intro just ripping by Kevin on his Sky Flux, and and that's not fast forwarded, not just regular speed. Like, the thing is an absolute rocket ship. It's exactly what I was looking for in a wing, actually. A little more playful, yet semi-safe, and super fast for cross-country. I mean, I like to jet around the valley and go to places and have some fun with it. Now I'm getting the hang of it. You know, it's got 2D steering tied in, also has tip steering toggles, has trimmers and flaps. Tell you what, man, that thing is a busy riser. A lot going on there, but you know, like anything else, you get used to it. I've probably had a good 20-30 flights on the thing already, and yeah, it's kind of lame. My tachometer, my odometer, whatever the thing is, the thing that measures my time on my motor, just kind of geeked out the other week, just saying error, and so I just replaced the battery like I usually would and reset the time. I was at like, I don't even know, 40 hours maybe on this motor or something, but now it's back to like 2 hours. Kind of lame, but I always have to remember to add from where I left off, you know. But yeah, the weather's starting to turn over here in Oregon. We're at like September 19th. I'm editing this, and the past 2 days it's like the first rain of the summer. I think it's still summer. Usually it's mid-October we have until the weather switches on us, but it's giving us a little taste right now. I'm like in the middle or towards the half end of building my shed, 12 feet by 16 feet, and so I can store the toys in there. I make a little gym in there, and for my company I just started this year. You know, get a double, triple whammy out of it. You know, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Just have a nice shed for all the toys. Can walk in and out with my paramotor on my back. Not have to walk all sideways through the doorway, which would be pretty sweet. But I still got to put the metal roof on and plywood up the walls. So still got a good amount left, but at the same time, not as much as when I started. But, you know, back to this flight, I'm getting all sorts of off topic, I guess, kind of. This flight was super fun, you know, just keeping it fairly safe-ish, at least in my book safe, I think. I didn't get too low to the ground, you know. When I released trimmers at the halfway part of this video or so, I made sure I had some altitude built up, and, yeah, then I got on a speed bar, and I was absolutely blown away. Like I said, the thing was absolutely cranks. I recorded the speed the other day with an app. I like downloaded the app mid-flight just because I was curious how fast I was going. It said 45 miles an hour on a crosswind, so you know it's probably pretty accurate. You know, I think when I initially got on bar, it dropped to like 40 or went up to like 48, 50 miles an hour, and then leveled off at 45. You know, I'm 220 pounds. It's a 22-meter wing. The thing absolutely cranks. I mean, you can see as I catch up to Kevin here in this field, I kind of rip right by him. Trimmers are in. I'm on speed bar though, playing with that for a little bit. Again, super fun wing, super playful. I have no complaints about it, especially with the low hours it came with. I mean, 45 hours on it. I mean, the week after, you know, a couple weeks ago, I ended up getting a new paragliding wing too. So I got a new motor wing and a paragliding wing. I'm set. I mean, I'm selling my Sigma 9 if anyone's interested, but ended up getting a nice Ozone Alpina 3. Looks like it was a Kavu sponsored gliders. Kavu's written on the bottom or sewed in. And that came with like 56 hours maybe. To me, super fresh. I mean, made in 2019, so it's the newest glider I've ever owned for sure. But, so I'm stoked. Free flight and paramotoring scene has been great this season. Doing a lot of flying elsewhere too. Central Oregon's been treating me well. But I mean, this flight's right here in my hometown. I'm pretty blessed with having an airport. This one we flew out of this morning was faces east to west. It's a 7-minute drive, and I'm like right in the middle of between that and the other airport, which faces north to south, which is a 5-minute drive. And we get all these fields for days, so if motor out happens, you got cell service. It's like not even a big deal to me. It's just having to walk to the road and call the wife, or maybe Kevin can swing back and grab the rig, or one of the boys. But yeah, I've been flying in Central Oregon a good amount too, in the high desert. It's a little tougher getting off the ground down there. You start at like 5,000 feet. The air's thin, but make it happen, man. Just give it everything you have. Commit. One of the last flights we had out of around the reservoir, Prineville Reservoir. Man, it was off the boat launch parking lot with a crosswind coming down the mountain, super sketch, and had to jump over the guardrail, but made it happen, But the speed gets the best of it sometimes. The swing's so fast that, I assume the flaps do something, but it's hard to really tell. I just started using them 2 flights ago, but I'm gonna continue to use them because any little bit will help. It's like they're there, so might as well use them, I guess. This is one of the first flights I've had above clouds. There's like a lower cloud layer right above the ridge. Kevin was flying down there. I was on a mission to get above the main cloud layer, which was the higher level, and just explore up there, get up into that blue room and see what's good. Tell you what though, that view did not disappoint. Super fun flying up there. I think it was legal-ish or so, but it's great, get to experience that. Not many people get to, I guess. But in other news, looking at upgrading the work van, trying to make it a double whammy van, get the adventure rig, looking at some Ram Pro Masters, some Sprinters. Checked out a Freightliner Sprinter there a couple weeks ago, but I don't know, I've been looking at this diesel 4-cylinder Pro Master high roof. I need a bigger van for work anyways for my company, but if I can double it up as the adventure rig for paragliding, paramotoring, make a little bed in there to fold up to the wall or something, that'd be key, that'd be ideal. So that's kind of what I'm aiming for, and see what happens. The weather's turning though, like I said, so flying's gonna be limited, but work ain't gonna stop, so should be sick. See what happens here in the near future. I just took a nice little crash racing my BMX bike almost a week ago. Just coming in hot on one of the corners, on the last corner actually, and front tire slid out for me. Didn't realize it was dropping pressure from the cool air we've been having here in the mornings and afternoons, and anyways, I impacted the ground and the knee pad lasted, I don't know, a couple seconds before the thing ended up sliding down my shin and just grinding my kneecap against the concrete. So it was pretty rough. So probably won't be flying this week. With the weather the way it is, it's no flying anyways, but hopefully that heals up pretty soon, because the thing's been pretty rough. It's right on the verge of probably should have got stitches, but didn't go to the hospital till the next day, and they said it was too late. I guess you can only get stitches if you're like within 12 hours of the incident. They don't want to sew the thing up and have all kinds of bacteria infection or something like that. So lesson learned, if it's gaping, next time I guess I'll go march over to the hospital and get it taken care of day of, instead of waiting some time. I've always had a reputation for waiting some time. The time I hit a deer on my KTM 450 at 60 miles an hour, I shattered my wrist and waited 5 days to go to the hospital for that one. I was like, oh, it should be fine. And they're like, nah, it's not fine. It's shattered. But you think I'd learn my lesson by now? I'm what, 35, 36 or something, and still like, I don't need to go. It'll heal up, but I guess I ain't getting any younger, so should start going. But anyways, I just ordered a GoPro Hero 8 Black the other day for a screaming deal. Just waiting for it to come in. I mean, all I have is this Insta360 I shoot most of my stuff on, and I got that GoPro Session chase camera, but I feel like the 360 takes better footage, and kind of want to get the helmet cam going to film the launches and landings. Might just do away with the chase cam, but I mean, the little battery in that Session 4 lasts quite a while. I mean, the thing will go like 2-3 hours sometimes. I don't, maybe not quite 3 hours, but a good 2 hours and change, which can take most of a flight, and it's pretty surprising for such a small unit. But you know, just waiting on that to come in. Gotta switch up the helmet a little bit, make some mounting thing, maybe put some epoxy to flatten out a spot on top to mount the 8 up top there. But we'll see. It's funny because this spot right here in the footage is I was on Facebook Live and snapping some videos and photos, and I saw after I landed that Kevin was also on Facebook Live in this exact moment looking down on me, which is pretty funny. Coincidence. Yeah, it was super funny finding that note on my window after we landed. The other guy we were flying with took him a couple attempts to get off the ground, and I guess the disgruntled Karen rolled up to him and kind of complaining that we were flying below 500 feet, and I'm the FAA. Not really, but they were pretty heated, I guess, and I got a good laugh out of it once I landed. Still waiting for these repercussions to take place. I mean, they probably quickly found out there's nothing they could really do, but it's kind of funny. I mean, I posted on Facebook that day. It was a couple weeks ago. It was more like a month and a half ago, probably. Just taking me time to get through all this editing. The weather's been kind of good, so between racing BMX bikes, riding the electric unicycle, and flying my new paraglider, and flying the paramotor, and building the shed, and you know, running my own company, it's time stretched pretty thin. So this weekend here, that was kind of crappy weather. My grandma just took back off to Boston. She was out here for like 9 days, so I haven't flown since she's been here. But with my busted knee, it's pretty tough to do much physical activity. I mean, I'm sure I could run with motor on back, but the thing might split open, so I'm just kind of giving it a couple days and getting down on all this footage I should be editing anyways, so it kind of works out. Yeah, this ridge right here on my right is called Chehalem Ridge. We got a free flight launch, a paraglide launch right up top by the antennas. I'm one of the closest pilots to the launch. I live in the valley off to the left here in Newburgh, and I could pretty much see the launch from my house. But was skirting on this ridge because one of my buddies landed in a tree a couple days before this flight. And like 150-foot pine, the fire department got called here to get rescued out of there. So I was kind of skirting on the ridge line, see if I can spot his wing, but they must have taken it out before that. He was kind of missing in action. Ego probably got good and bruised, but yeah, he's back to flying. Got a little rip in it. He's got to send off, get the thing fixed. Thing just has so much speed. I just zig and zag through the valley. Went up and climbed up this mountain for the second time this day, and on the flight down, Kevin ended up calling me saying how fast the thing was. He couldn't believe how fast I passed him, like he was standing still. But so shortly after, I just kind of spun around after he said he landed. I came in for a landing and found the epic note on my car and got a good laugh out of it. It was a great flight. I wasn't going to fly this day because it was kind of sprinkling, a little sprinkle rain, first one of the season, only for a couple hours. But then after I landed, packed up, came home, kind of rained a little bit more, nothing too serious for like a couple minutes or something. But yeah, I guess if it wasn't raining, there wouldn't be these clouds, maybe these nice low clouds to go and plunder up above and up in the blue room. Super beautiful up there. I was just hesitant on really diving down with some spirals and some big wingovers, being the first flight on it. I was still kind of feeling everything out, but getting a little more confident on it, that's for sure. It's super great wing, super sturdy, and yeah, I absolutely love it, man. I couldn't recommend it more. I mean, it's the Hadron XX, so it's not the newest one. The Hadron 3's out, but I could see in the future looking at that Hadron 3 down the line. I mean, the Jin Carve was also a super fun wing that I flew. That thing was super responsive. I don't know about speed-wise. I don't think it has the speed this Hadron XX has, but super playful. You can do barrel rolls on demand on that thing. Just a little weight shift or something. But wrapping up here towards the end of the flight, about to come in for a landing and come sliding in on Steve's patrol. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the footy, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya. Hadron's so fun. Well, mission successful. Had a sick flight. We got a helicopter over there. Got above the clouds. Just gonna pack up the gear. The Hadron 22 flies awesome.